Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Vampyr. There was a side quest I was going to do last time. I've come to the conclusion that I probably need to continue the main story before I can get access to the sewer. So I'm going to continue the main story. I also want to do that anyway, so we are sitting here, right next to Dawson and Dawson Manufacturing, which is apparently being turned into a house for the poor.
Good evening, miss.
Night shelter,
I'm
as it were.
Johnathan Reid. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
Was that the sister of the other girl? It might have been.
Is it not dangerous to work here at night?
As long as I have good legs, I can run away from trouble. The sad
Fair
saint
enough.
now provides me and my sister a bed and a roof. I don't want to lose that.
Are you homeless, Miss Paxton?
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home now. It's a safe place for me and my sister.
What can you tell me about the sad saint?
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton, the sad saint of the East End. He gave me shelter, and he's not always sad.
She's much nicer than her sister.
What can you tell me about this place? How are things here?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy doctor from the city like yourself, you better watch your back, Mr. Reid.
You really think I should go back to a safer place, miss?
No, I think you had better stay and help as many people as you can. Just avoid the wet boot boys. Those bastards are worse than the epidemic.
Yeah, I get on with their leaders.
Which local dangers must I avoid?
Well, the gangs, the thieves, the drunks, the jobless. A man with your fancy clothes will attract a lot of attention.
Well, I am not someone so easily intimidated.
Glad to hear that. And if you get into trouble, you can always seek help at Sean Hampton's shelter. No one would dare to be violent there.
Interesting.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see. Well, Mr. Hampton is a discreet and dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
He's also a murderer, unfortunately.
Come now, Lottie. There is still much work to do.
This place seems just as much a morgue as it is an asylum. Some of these people are alive, but some seem just straight dead. Which is a damn shame, really.
It's locked, all right.
Interesting. So I just have to find him in here. I guess in any way I can. Wait, is that him right there? Yes, it is. I'm going to explore this place a bit more before I talk to him. But that's him right there. Like, burnt letter. Miss Paxton, I recently heard that Hampton's shelter for months and money or support of any kind. Without a positive answer from you, I may be... My boys always get what they want. Accepted no for an answer. Keep on refusing to answer me and wet boot boys come. You and your sister. Interesting. Threatening letter of some description. I'm gonna go talk to her again about that. That's interesting. Also, I like the fact that that was just hidden in a dumpster over there.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reid.
Lottie, tell me about the wet boot boys. I know they've threatened you.
Edwina Cox wanted me to provide her with information about Mr. Hampton's resources. I refused.
Is that not dangerous?
Fuck them and their lies. They claim they protect the interests of the neighborhood, but they are just greedy parasites like all the rest.
It's true.
I respect your courage, Miss Paxton, and I hope life will never wear you down.
Dr. Reid, you know how to make a girl blush. I am glad you came to the docks, whatever your real reasons are.
I do admire her courage. It's a stupid thing to do, but it's also a brave thing to do. And the right thing to do. It's amazing how often the right thing to do and the stupid thing to do tend to be the same thing. They coincide far more often than one would expect. Interesting. Forgive me, God, for what I'm about to confess. I assume this is written by Sean Hampton, so I'm doing the Irish accent. Sometimes I wish I never saved Dyson Delaney from drowning when he fell in the canal. There, I said it. Please forgive me, my lord, for I'm just a sinner. Dyson may be the most frustrating case I've ever had to deal with since opening my night shelter in the East End. For years, I've had time to understand why this man regularly makes me so irritated, and I think I recently found out why. Dyson has stopped fighting, for good and forever. I've met so many heavy drinkers in my life, men and women, rich and poor, young and old. I've witnessed their fight with their demons, their past, their guilt, and their failures. Sometimes they can put the name on their inner evil of theirs. Sometimes they've never been able to identify the real cause of their despair. But, in most cases, for these men and women, to drink is a way to keep fighting. Of course, it is a useless and destructive form of struggle, but at least the self-destruction means that something makes them suffer, and they still fight against this pain they feel so deep inside. Even a severe alcoholic like William Bishop keeps struggling with his addiction and asking for salvation, for the light of Christ. And as long as they wish to see the light, there is a place for hope. Dyson Delaney has no hope left. He does not drink to soothe his pains. No, I'm now convinced he conscientiously drinks for the sadist joy of smothering all hope. I really don't know what is a worse sin, to deliberately cast away hope from your own heart, or complacently bask in self-destruction. Yeah, it's interesting. He was saved. Oh, god damn it, where's he going? He's over there. Yoink.
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed a lot. I must confess, it saddens me, Sean.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us. We may not always see it, but he does.
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross.
It's actually wearing
Nor am
one.
I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
He is the most held together skull I've seen. But he is a skull.
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain?
He does make a good
what
point.
About William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Every skull I have seen thus far, every single one of them, has turned out to be screwed.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
That's what I needed.
I will not look kindly on you if you're trying to trick me.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Interesting. Explore the
We shall have
sewers.
a good chat later, Dr. Reid.
He's the most put together skull I've seen, but he's still a skull. That's Ichabod, right? Yeah. So I think that's where Ichabod is supposed to end up if you don't. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's fine. His Irish accent wasn't actually as thick as I remember it being. When I did his voice over the top of that, I made it far more thick. It was a real solid accent, where his is far more subdued. Still there, but not as heavy as I put it on. Anyway, now we can go into the sewers, which is what I wanted to do that whole time. So I'm kind of glad I did this main quest first, because I would have been walking around for ages trying to figure out something that I couldn't do. I wonder if they're going to spawn more enemies. Yep.
We need to call for reinforcements tonight. To each man is... He's dead! The power of the Lord! Have faith! Remember your...
Oh, you can't... That's the first time I've died in so long. And it's because I ran out of stamina. And I was trying to... Yeah, it was just dumb. Ugh, where the hell is that going to spawn me, even? Alright, now we're back. I killed everything. It was harder than you may expect. Ugh. I feel like maybe I need to level up a few more times. I think I've hit the point where I need to be like level 20 rather than 14. But goddamn. I'm getting some experience doing this though, so that'll help. So we're in the sewers. I assume there's going to be a bunch of skull down here. Beware. Locked door?
I cannot enter.
Way out, probably.
That doesn't work.
Interesting.
So that's it. These wheels control the water level.
Interesting. So I guess I can go into that building if I want, but now that I've done that...
That doesn't work.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I think I know what to do. Let's go over here.
That gate should shut properly now.
Oh yeah. Can I come up here? No, it doesn't let you go higher. So that should raise the water level a bit. I'll lower the water level, and then we go like this, it'll lower it even more. And then if we do this, does it do anything now? Yes, it does. Okay. Makes sense? Cool. Simple puzzle mechanics that are all kind of self-intuitive. I like that. Disappearing skull. Interesting that Sean Hampton has sent me here. Into this apparent skull, then. Are we going into, like, Skull Society?
I have this thirst for blood.
There's enough around here, that's for sure. Locked.
These maggots have escaped the wrath of Ascalon for too long. It is time to purge the sewers of their filth.
You again. The one they call the sewer dog.
Hold your tongue, newborn, or I'll crush you like a maggot.
You've let the beast consume you.
Finally, a touch of lucidity. You shall learn to respect the laws of Ascalon. I am Fergal Banshee, the hand of...
He's fucking enormous. May as well do this immediately.
Power you cannot comprehend.
Seems fairly easy, actually.
Dare challenge the dictates of Ascalon? Whence you vanished, I'll slaughter these scalds while singing your name!
Damn. I hope that spawns me like right in front of this fight.
You shall learn to respect the laws of Ascalon!
Jesus Christ.
vanished, I'll slaughter these skulls while singing your name! Dare challenge the dictates of Ascalon? Foolish Ekon! Neck shall snap like a hare's brittle bones, newborn! Slow as a snail! Purple Banshee, the hand that crushes all! You found your death in me! I shall tear thee apart and spill thy blood to the pissing wells! Down, stay down. Your blood is now. And thine shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle. I shall crush you. Return to your apothecary and needles. And thine shall be a fair skull to adorn my mantle. Your blood is now mine. Return to your apothecary and needle. Down, stay down. I shall crush you.
Got him. I mean, is he dead? That's the question. I mean, there's only one way out of here, so let's go that way, I suppose. Also, there's someone else in here which I need to find. Fucking here somewhere.
At least one Skull escaped Virgil's wrath.
I'm getting weird visual bugs, unfortunately. So there was a way further up. I'm gonna go that way first. I thought that was the correct direction, but apparently this looks more correct to me. And as in all games, you have to go the incorrect direction first. This is going to be a long episode by the look of things, but I can deal with that.
Safe we are, still. Drink now.
Bless you, Bridget.
This isn't the blood of a vampire, but it will quench your thirst. This
Interesting.
is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, vampire. But thank you.
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Johnathan Reid. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon. But I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Why was that creature after you?
Virgil is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves, if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Skull.
They are known as VULKOD, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
Interesting.
So was it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
The Guard of Prewan is hunting him. He is suspected of murder.
The Scars have always been hunted by humans and vampires alike. I teach them how to survive against the odds.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you, she is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
I thought these Skull were completely mindless. Which some of them definitely seem to be.
Keep your distance, Echo.
And yet others seem... like these clearly still have their mind.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Don't plan to.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? Your place is not here.
It reminds me of Vampire the Masquerade, where they've got the Nosferatu, which are like a breed.
Smell is enticing. So sweet of blood.
Interesting. Where the Nosferatu are like creatures that have 30 meters. He's ahead of me. Huh. Hey, dickhead.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing?
I'll get back to
here?
that point in a
I could
second.
ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Johnathan Reid. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Whatever you've done, you can't spend the rest of your life hiding here.
I just wanted to teach him a lesson. Not kill him. I'm not responsible for a murder if I didn't want to commit it. It was an accident.
Believe me, Rodney,
you are,
you
but...
won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
I'm glad I got him out of here, because otherwise he's like literally round the corner from a group of Skull. I kind of want to go this way just to check whether this is where I think it is, which is the way out. Yep, totally is. Just to the left there is the way you get out. So I'm going to go back and explore more of this Skull thing. But what I was saying about Vampire the Masquerade is, in that universe there are Nosferatu, which they're not treated as badly as these Skulls seem to be, but they've got the same thing where they're physically deformed, so they can't pass for humans in regular human society. And as such, they end up being, like, relegated to the sewers, and people sort of see them as less than. And it's the same kind of thing here. I thought they were purely mindless, but clearly they're not.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
Interesting. He seems to have accepted his role as like a slave, almost.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? The vampire hunters will never find us here.
Interesting. There's arrows pointing me that direction, but I want to go talk to what's-her-name first. Like, the fact that he didn't kill her is good, but at the same time... like, he didn't kill her, but he seems to have turned her into a Skull.
Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
We seem to be getting into the true politics of this, don't we?
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
Interesting. I love the kind of politics that's going on here. Also, we're way over time, I'm sure, but I'm just going to keep going. This can be a long-ass episode, I don't care. Supremacy of Econs. The Law of Ascalon by Lord Hargrave, founder. It is no coincidence that Econs are the most eminent and most numerous of all vampires. Econs are the true aristocracy of immortals, and if I may add, they are the only ones able to stay at the top of their food chain. Everywhere I travelled, I only met Econs assuming mortal lives or forming an immortal society. Ekons are the most human, most clever, and most educated of all vampires. Don't get me wrong here. I have nothing against more exotic species like VULKOD, who share the gift of immortality with us. Most of them can prove useful, if properly canalized, toward a clear goal. But they lack the most important trait of all, the ability to mingle with mortals without being spotted. Therefore, the Ascalon Club should only accept Ekon of the highest lineage as members of their inner circle. Depending on circumstances, VULKODs could be accepted as war dogs or hunting hounds as long as they obey our laws. Luckily enough, these lesser cousins have a natural tendency to submit and obey their masters. Huh. Interesting. So it is like a society based almost entirely on servitude of the lesser races, as it were.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. You'd leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always alone.
Your room. The blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
It's
I
terrible.
have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
You sought vengeance by your own hand, and someone else obliged you. Very convenient. Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. I saw him near the docks, and rightly I wished him dead. And I am happy he is. It's true. But I didn't kill him. I was too tired.
I can believe it. Looking at the way her arm is.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reid. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Interesting.
Let me rest now.
Okay, Harriet. Oh, hello.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us, spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Why do you live here, amongst filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course, our past.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the guard of Priwen, the Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
It's terribly sad.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are Skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a Skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a Skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Shornhampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
I'm already way over time, but I'm just gonna keep going. Arrows this way. Interesting, it actually comes up in underneath the place. Actually saw... there's actually a couple of missions over here. Swansea and... in my hideout, I guess? Or Ashbury. Ashbury and Swansea both have missions for me. Good to know. I'm gonna go to Johnathan first, so I want to finish this. What did that do? Oh, I see. I've now met skulls that are lucid, which makes me far better about not attacking Johnathan. Because I was going to kill him because I thought he straight up had murdered a bunch of people, but it seems like he didn't, and he in fact stopped people from being murdered. So...
it's locked, all right.
I'm all good with it. Granted, there's a lot of corpses down here. I guess people who die in the house can come here instead.
Welcome back, Dr. Reid. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord.
Whose flesh?
I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reid, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You make no distinction between the living and the skulls, do you?
We are God's children, Dr. Reid. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skulls and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
You've turned Skull now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
See, it's an interesting thing, right? Because he's pious to a fault, insomuch as he believes that he's doing God's will, even after he was turned into a skull. And he believes it was God's plan. The fact that he hasn't questioned that is arguably a problem.
Harriet, Miss Jones has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skulls, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I will strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges. You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
Interesting. I can turn him into a vampire?
My discoveries. Vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you. If what old Bridget says is true, I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your Cheptel, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reid. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't imagine God intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No.
I said kneel and drink. Now.
Huh. I feel like that was the best outcome. That's going to be it for this episode. Next episode we'll start off, we'll actually find a place to rest. In fact, I might now find a place to rest, just to see the outcome of this, because I'm intrigued. But that seemed to me the best outcome, because if he's healed...
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game.
This episode is going to be so fucking long.
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from Father.
Someone's sending a fucking message.
"29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there."
Someone's sending a message to me, clearly.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reid, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
You mean aside from the corpse?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Hmm.
Glad
Gonna talk to all of them.
again, Mr. Reid.
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
You again? What do you want?
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
She's a very hateful person. She's got such a relatively lovely sister too, it's kind of funny. Alright.
It's locked.
It's locked, alright. Alright, so I'm gonna go back... Actually, I can go to the hideout here. This'll work. Ay, ay, ay. Track the actual vampire culprit. Okay, so that's what's next. But for now... Sorry about that light. Once again, let's rest. Level up. I want to get this higher. 2,000, sure. It's noticeably more damage. 3,000, can't quite afford it. Even if I wanted it. We want bite up. 1,500, we'll do extra 200% damage, probably worth it. Is there anything else I want first? More blood absorption, also good. 1,500, 900, that would leave me with about 500 left. Sounds about right. So let's grab that. And then we go... Even bigger biting. That leaves me with 500, puts me to level 17. And let's go. And we'll see how this develops. Okay. If you ever live near the docks of East End, you must know who Sean Patrick Hampton is, and if not, you might have heard of him. His name is starting to spread through the entire capital, and the song it sings is one of hope. Sean is the humble founder of the Hampton Asylum, an establishment that he built with his own hands and convictions. The building, an abandoned warehouse gracefully donated by the Dawson family, then renovated and transformed into what is now the most famous asylum in London. The poor and the hungry are welcome under his roof, and with them he shares his food, his care, and his prayers. Sean Hampton came from a background of misery, but the hardships of life didn't disfigure or maim his profound trust of the Lord. If anything, the faithful man gained an acute empathy in exchange for the torment of poverty. His love for others is renowned throughout the docks. Rare are those who didn't witness Sean cry at the sight of an infirm veteran, an orphan child, or a sick mother. That's how he gained the nickname of the Sad Saint of East End. Even Hampton is so respected that people still stay in his shelter, even after the Sad Saint contracted a mysterious disease which forces him to rest a lot, and take his meals away from his flock. While in some other parts of London, people step back as soon as someone coughs in public, men and women accept to eat and sleep in the Hampton Asylum. It's the safest place in the East End docks. The building looks dirty, the stench around the place is awful for a delicate soul, but there is hope and love there, and the death toll has been low and stable for days. It's been sanitized fully. We got 100% here. Everybody is healthy. The prices of the stocks and merchants have changed, and this is the major events. Cool. District has been sanitized. Alright, that's finally gonna be it. Jesus Christ, that was a long fucking episode. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Yeah, I'm gonna try and cut out some of my traveling around and looting and all that kind of shit to make this down to a more acceptable length episode, but it's like gonna be over an hour easily if I don't, I think. Yeah, but thanks for watching. Next time we're gonna, one, talk to everyone in this Western Docks area, because I want to check, like, he should have new stuff because he's a merchant. I want to check with Sean Hampton and see how he's doing and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.